Prismatic Evolutions is not going to be short printed. We're being lied to. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. You're watching the channel Dr. Applesauce 2. My name's Will. It's another beautiful day here in Texas. I hope you guys know that I love you, God loves you, and that there is an awesome plan for your life. And I want to break down for you guys my theory on why we're seeing some of the insanity with Prismatic Evolutions prices. A lot of what we're hearing about why Prismatic Evolutions ETBs are now breaking $150 an ETB for pre-order. Remember, this is just pre-orders. The set's not released yet. We don't actually know what the supply is going to be, but there is a really high demand. And the predication of the supply being super low is because all LGSs that have any type of a voice, they're all reporting that the amount they requested is getting cut down by anywhere from 80 to 90%, meaning if they requested 100 cases, they're getting 10 cases, so on and so forth. These are LGS's, local game stores. And that's where all of this is coming from. That's where we're getting all of this information that, oh my God, everyone's assuming that it's going to be short printed. Oh my God, there's not going to be enough of this to go around. It's all coming from that, combined with it is going to be an exciting set that people want because of all of the evolutions, because of the Master Ball Hollows. It's actually going to be a good set. You put those two things together and we have $150 ETB pre-orders. Well, why is that happening? Why do I think all of this is built on a lie? Let me break this down for you, why I think it's all built on a lie, okay? Drop me a comment down below. I want to know your opinions first. Why do you think all of this is happening? Let me know down in the comments. But this all is coming from local game stores. We have legit local game stores, and we have local game stores, okay? When I say local game stores, I'm just talking about people that have popped up out of nowhere that stream exclusively on Whatnot or only sell stuff online, and they're local game stores, right? So combined, all these things combined, we have this culture of rip and shipping. Tons of people rip and shipping. Nothing wrong with ripping and shipping, but there's a ton of people ripping and shipping, and a lot of those people are pulling in high numbers. And now a lot of those people have distribution accounts. And we have a ton of bozos on Whatnot. I'm not saying everybody on Whatnot is a bozo, but I'm saying almost every bozo is on Whatnot. We have a ton of bozos on Whatnot doing huge rip and ships, and now somehow, some way, they have distribution access because they have an LGS, combined with a bunch of online LGSs that just popped up out of nowhere over the past 3 or 4 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, you see a lot of these LGSs that are selling product, selling these ETBs for $130, $140, $150 a piece. And while there are a few legitimate local game stores that we used to trust that are charging these outrageous prices, a lot of these stores, have you ever really heard of them before? Do you really know? Do they have anything in stock other than the past 5 or 6 recent sets? Typically, no, because they're stores that came out of nowhere just to capitalize on Pokemon hype. Next, we have a ton of stores that traditionally were only really involved and interested in sports, maybe Magic, jumping on the Pokemon bandwagon as well because they have the distribution access. There's money to be made in Pokemon, so it makes sense to also start to carry Pokemon as well. So you have all these new accounts added into that as well. Combined with Pokemon not requiring people to prove they have a brick and mortar store has created a plethora of LGS accounts, and the amount of accounts that have distribution access has absolutely skyrocketed in the last 3 or 4 years. Skyrocketed. There's so many more accounts with distribution access. And now we're in an era where there's some really good sets coming out. Surging Sparks came out, Prismatic Evolutions coming out. Every set that's coming out in 2025 is really exciting, and people are going to want it. So now we're in an era where a lot of really hype sets are coming out. We're in an era where the amount of accounts with distribution access has skyrocketed. And even if Pokemon has doubled the amount of cards they're printing, that is still going to drastically affect the amount of product each of these LGS accounts can get, including the real LGS stores, the real ones that are saying, hey, we're only getting 10% of what we requested. We're only getting 15% of what we requested. We're only getting 20% of what we requested. What's happened is so many people have popped up and decided to start selling Pokemon and gotten new access to distribution that the amount of accounts this print run has to go to is spread so far and in between that it seems like it's such a small number. When this happens, it causes the perception that there's going to be an incredibly low supply, which causes the prices to go up. And once 1 or 2 or 3 stores start to do it, all the stores start to raise their prices. And once the stores start to raise their prices, well, then everybody sees that, and that's what everybody charges, and that's just what's market, right? It creates this circle effect that's just the self-fulfilling prophecy, because there's so many accounts for this product to be spread across, and now everybody's, oh my God, I'm only getting 10%. I have to charge 3 times as much. And then prices continually start to increase. Customers start to freak out and buy and pay $100, $110, $120. FOMO wins. The circle continues. Boom, 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 boom. And here we are. But here's the thing. This is only local game stores. The set's not out. We have absolutely no idea what the numbers are going to look like on Pokemon Center and what the numbers are going to look like in big box retail. And it probably really won't matter. Here's a few common misconceptions. The supply is short and the demand is high. While it is correct that the perceived supply right now is short because there's a lot less available for pre-order, again, the absolute asinine situation that we find ourselves in, because this product isn't even released, but the perceived supply is low right now, and that has caused the prices to go up. But you cannot definitively say that the supply is going to be short because the set is not out. We don't understand or know what's actually going to be released into big box stores and into the Pokemon Center's website. Big box stores and Pokemon Center could have this stuff in stock for weeks and weeks and weeks, which would tank everything, and it is entirely possible. Another misconception is that it's Pokemon's fault for not printing enough product. How do we know they're not printing enough product? How do we know? We have no idea. Like I just said with the last point, all we know is that LGSs are reporting they're only getting about 20% of what they actually ordered. But we kind of explained that. My theory is because there are so many more accounts that the amount distribution has is spread so thin over the exponentially amount of increase of distribution accounts. It's not Pokemon's fault. We don't know that they're not printing it to high heaven. Another misconception that most of y'all are not going to like is that people think I'll just be able to go out and get it on release day. Probably not, because the hype is so incredibly ridiculous. There's going to be people lined up at 4 a.m. on release day at every single Target and Walmart. It's just not going to happen. You're not going to find it on release day. So you might be saying, okay, you're telling me all the problems. You're telling me why this is built on a false foundation. How come it seems like there is a perceived short of supply when there very well may not be a short supply, but there is a high demand? Well, what do I do about it? What are you telling me to do? Will, give me some solutions. Main solution I can give you: wait, be an adult, be grown up, be okay with not getting the set. I know that's a novel idea, right? Be okay with not getting any of this set. But to be encouraging, Pokemon has stated that they will be releasing products from Prismatic Evolutions through September. Guys, that's 9 months. They said they will be releasing products through September, and that doesn't include reprints that will happen in the future. Anybody that thinks there's going to be a shortage of this product is trying to make money off of you or gives into FOMO on the regular. The next thing you can do is not buy sealed product, be patient, and buy singles. 95% of the singles that you're going to want to be able to buy are going to be incredibly affordable pretty soon. If you want to buy 2 Elite Trainer boxes, don't buy 2 Elite Trainer boxes for $260. You'll be able to buy 99% of any one of the chase cards that you want for the price of 2 Elite Trainer boxes. Imagine buying 2 Elite Trainer boxes, pulling absolute dog water, and realizing, oh, I probably could have bought, the Evolution that I wanted instead of these 2 Elite Trainer boxes. Be okay with buying singles. We're moving into an era where you might just have to start not thinking about ripping new product and just being patient and buying the singles that you want and being content with that. And last but not least, be prepared to pass and wait. We're not exactly sure what's going to happen. Release day, 30 days after release day, we'll have a better idea of how much is actually being put into the market via the big box stores, via Pokemon Center online, which we have no idea right now. It could be massive numbers, and we'll start to see how much product is going to come out in subsequent releases and what reprints look like. But guys, when sets are this expensive, just pass. People say you're butthurt, you're upset, you just sound like somebody didn't get any pre-orders. I got 2 Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes pre-ordered myself. I'm happy. I'm not mad. I don't care. I don't care enough about a brand new Pokemon card set to spend $130 on an Elite Trainer box, because I'm an adult and there's a lot more that I can spend $130 on than an Elite Trainer box that should be $55. I love this hobby. I love collecting Pokemon cards. But when prices like this skyrocket, I'm not an investor. I'm not somebody that's stacking product trying to flip it. I don't care. I'd rather focus my energy somewhere else, let the craziness go by, and if I can get it at a more affordable price later, that's awesome. Buy the singles that I want later, that's awesome. If not, oh well. There's a lot more important things in life. The proof will be in the pudding after 30, 60 days after the release, and we see what big box store and Pokemon Center allocation amounts actually look like. But just be prepared to pass, my friends. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. I want to know your opinions. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. It's free, and it really, really does help. And like this one, check that one out right there. YouTube says you'll like it. And like I always say, find somebody to love and serve today. Be the change you want to see in the world. See you next time.